So no doubt, India is a, yes, India, no doubt, India is a country. So in our country, we are having the in our country. Can you name the neighboring countries? Can you name the neighboring countries? Pakistan, China, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So these are our neighboring countries. So we are having a healthy relationship with our neighboring countries. So we are having a healthy relationship with our neighboring countries. No, we are not having a healthy relationship. Yes, we are not having a healthy relationship. So especially with especially with which countries? Especially we are having a problem with Pakistan and China. Pakistan and China, and they are having even the transgender problem with the Bangladesh also. They are having the transgender problem. Rohingya Muslims, they come from Bangladesh. So we are having means in India is a vast country. India is a vast country. Yes. So India is a vast country. You can see that our neighboring countries. In the South Sri Lanka, Pakistan, in the Northeast Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Burma, so means Myanmar. So these are our neighboring countries. These are our neighboring countries. And you can see here, India, it is from here till here, till here. We are having the, what we are having? Land border. We are having the land border. And this, so from Gujarat to Kolkata. Gujarat to Kolkata means till Bengal. We are having the water border. We are having the both. We are having the land border and the water border. Both we are having the land border and the water border. So now it's our now it's our responsibility to look after our nation. To look after our nation. So we are facing lot of problems. We are facing lot of problems internally as well as the externally. We are facing lot of problems. But to protect our country, it's a very important. It's very important. Since when we got independence, 15th August 1947. So due to the struggle, due to the sacrifice, due to the struggle, sacrifice of many people, Bhagat Singh, Subhash Chandra Bose, Veer Savarkar, etc. Due to the sacrifice of these people, we have got independence. Not only due to the fasting, we have got the independence. Due to the sacrifice of the life of these people, Mangal Pandey, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Satpal, Veer Savarkar, Subhash Chandra Bose, one of the main person. So it has been said by in the England in the Labour Party. It has been said in 1947, Labour Party was there. The president, I'm a little bit confused. He has been said in the English. The president has been said. So till now we have been ruling India with the force of the army. So if there is a revolt in the army, there is a revolt and there is a rebellion in the army. So we can't rule. That country again. So we have to give them independence. We have to give them independence. We have to free. We have to give them freedom. So this is the statement which is recorded. Due to the rebellion in the Indian army in the 1947, that is the main reason. Not only for the fasting we have got independence. So we have got, due to the sacrifice of many people, we have got independence. So now it's our responsibility to look after our country, to protect our borders, to protect our border from the external aggression. From the external aggression, we have to protect our border. We have to safeguard our country. So India has nearly 15,200. So today we are going to begin a lesson, defense of the nation. Madam. Defense of the nation. So here, India has nearly got 15,200 kilometers of land border and 7,516.50 kilometers of sea border. So we have to protect our border. So we have a border relationship with Pakistan, China, Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Afghanistan. True, we desire to live in peace. Our neighboring, so we desire to live in peace, but our neighboring countries are not permitting us to do so, especially Pakistan and China. Although India has made a sincere effort to solve the problems in the peaceful manner, with the peaceful talk, with the efforts made by our former president, former prime minister, former government, many peaceful, but still, terrorism is one of the most problem. Terrorism is one of the major problem we are facing still, and it is of this reason protecting our country from the external aggression. So in this role or in this effort, our defense forces play a very important role. Defense forces. So which are our defense forces? We will discuss. Our defense forces play a very important role. So here, first we'll go through the organization of the defense forces. 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 So here, organization. So each and everything will be organized. So simply we can't set anything. So it should be organized. So even our defense forces are being organized. Our defense force, it has been organized. It's an organized force. So here, the Indian defense consists of 3 wings. Army, Navy, Air Force. Army, Navy, Air Force. The Indian defense wing. Indian defense consists of 3 wings: Army, Navy, and Air Force. So here, the president is the commander-in-chief of all the 3 divisions. Who is the commander-in-chief? President is the commander-in-chief. President is the commander-in-chief. Remember, president is the commander-in-chief of all the 3 wings. President is the commander-in-chief of all the 3 divisions. He is the commander-in-chief of all the 3 divisions. The chief of the army is called as general. The chief of the army is called as general. The chief of the navy is being called admiral. And the chief of the air force is called Air Chief Marshal. The chief of the air force is called as Air Chief Marshal. So what do I hear? The commander-in-chief of all the three divisions is the President of India. The commander-in-chief of all the three divisions is the President of India. But the chief, commander-in-chief. So yeah, commander-in-chief of all the three divisions is the President of India. But the chief of the army is called general. The chief of the navy is called admiral. The chief of the air force is called air chief marshal. Air chief marshal. So here, air chief marshal in 2001, in the year 2001, chief of integrated defense staff (CIDS) was appointed. In the year 2001, CIDS, chief of integrated defense staff (CIDS) was appointed for the better management of all the three wings. For the better management of all the three wings, in the year 2000, CIDS was been appointed. Chief of integrated defense staff was appointed for the better management of all the three wings, for all the three divisions. The Indian Defense Minister coordinates the work of three forces. The Indian Defense Minister coordinates the works of all the three forces. So, who is the present Defense Minister of India? So, that's my question. Who is the present Defense Minister of India? Yes, answer me fast. Who is the present Defense Minister of India? Rajnath Singh. Yes, Punitundra, very good. Rajnath Singh. Yes, Vaishnavi, very good. Yes, Rajnath Singh is the present Defense Minister of India. So he coordinates with all the three wings. So each force has its own training centers. Each force, Army, Navy, and Air Force, each force has its own training centers. The headquarters of the Defense Ministry is at New Delhi. The headquarters of the Defense Ministry, it is at New Delhi. The ministry has four sections. The Defense Ministry has four sections. Remember, the Defense Ministry has four sections. Defense section, Defense Production section, Defense Research and Development section, and Retired Defense Personnel Welfare section. So this is the organization. Of the defense forces. Organization of the defense forces. Organization of the defense forces. So next, first we will go towards the Indian Army. First we'll go towards the Indian Army. So who is the chief of the army? First, who is the chief of the army? So who is the chief of the Indian Army? Yes, General. Who is the chief of the Indian Army? General. So just listen to me now. The headquarters of Indian Army is in New Delhi. Its head is known as the Commander-in-Chief. He has a Deputy Commander-in-Chief. Major General, Brigadier, Military Secretary, Military Engineer to assist him in the work. Military engineer to assist him in the work. So the army consists, our Indian Army, it consists of infantry. Gunner regiment, cavalry, tank regiment, armed crop, gunner regiment. There is a supply of engineering branch too. The Indian Army has been divided into 7 commands. So it has been the 3 sections. So 7 commands are there. So Indian Army, it has Indian Army. So here, the chief of the army is been called as general. The chief of the army is been called as general. And next, under general, major general, brigadier, military secretary, military engineer, assist him in the work. And the army consists of infantry, cavalry, tank regiments, and tank regiments called as the armed crops, and the gunner regiment. So there is a supply of engineering branch too. The army, Indian Army has been divided into 7 commands. Indian Army has been divided into 7 commands. 7 commands for the administrative convenience. For the administrative convenience, the army has been divided into 7 commands. For the administrative convenience, army is been divided into 7 commands. So here the 7 commands are Western Command, Eastern Command, Northern Command, Southern Command, Central Command, Training Command, Northwestern Command. Northwestern Command. So Western Command, Chand Mandir. Western Command is in Chand Mandir in Chandigarh. Eastern Command is in Kolkata in West Bengal. Northern Command it is in Udhampur in Kashmir. Southern Command it is in Pune in Maharashtra. Central Command it is in Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. Training Command it is in Mau in Maharashtra in Madhya Pradesh. And the Northwestern Command it is in Jaipur in Rajasthan. So these are the 7 commands of Indian Army. For the administrative convenience, the army means the administrative for the administrative convenience it has been divided. Army has been divided into 7 commands. Army has been divided into 7 commands. Now each command has been headed. Each command is been headed. Each command is been headed by the. Each command is under the charge of the general officer, commander-in-chief of a rank. Each command is under the general officer, commander-in-chief of the rank officers called lieutenant general. After general, lieutenant general. Next, each command, the 7 commands, they are under the 7 commands are there. So for the army, who is chief? General is chief. And for those 7 commands, for each command is under the control, or it has been headed by the lieutenant general. It has been headed by the lieutenant general. Further, these army commands, they are been divided into areas and sub areas. Again, these army commands, they are been divided into areas and sub areas. And major general and brigadier are the chief. Major general and the brigadier are chief. Major general and brigadier are chief. Major general and brigadier are chief in the areas and sub areas. The important training the important training centers. Just listen to me. After I'll show you a pic. The important training centers of the National Defence Academy. The important training centers of the Indian Army. So one is the National Defence Academy is at Kadkavasla near Pune. The Defence Personnel College in Wellington in Ooty. The National Defence College in New Delhi. The Indian Military Academy in Dehradun. And the Officers Training School in Chennai. So these are the important training centers of Indian Army. These are the important training centers of Indian Army. These are the important training centers of Indian Army. The main responsibility of the army is to protect the land. The main responsibility of the army is to protect the land and its sovereign against the attack from the foreign nation. From the foreign nation. Defense has a great influence in our geographical, political, social, and technical environment. It also plays an important role in guarding the border as well as guarding the border, land border, as well as the tracking or helping or giving their service during the natural calamities, natural disasters. During the time of the natural disasters, army plays a very important role in rescuing the people. In rescuing the people. And next, we'll move towards the Indian Navy. Next, we'll move towards the Indian Navy. Indian Navy. So, Indian Navy. So, who is the chief of the Indian Navy? Who is the chief of the Indian Navy? Who is the chief of the Indian Navy? Admiral. Yes, very good. Admiral. Yes, very good, students. Admiral. Who is the chief of the Indian Navy? Admiral. India has one of the longest. India has one of the longest coastal line. So, what is the length of the coastal line of India? What is the length of the coastal line of our country? What is the length of the coastal line of our country? What is the length of the coastal line of our country? 7,500. So what is the coastal line? So yes, 7,516.50 kilometers. So we require coastal. So it is required. So it's our and it is required to protect our coastal line as well as the islands. As well as the islands are there, Andaman and Nicobar, Lakshadweep islands, to protect our as well as the islands and our mainland to protect the coastal border or the sea border. 7,516 kilometers, as well as Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep islands. They are those two islands. That's ours itself. That's ours. The headquarters of the Navy is at New Delhi. The headquarters of the Navy it is at New Delhi. And the Admiral is the chief. After Admiral, the next important rank officers in the Navy are the Vice Admiral under him. So here are various Vice Admiral, Rear Admiral, Commander, Captain, Lieutenant Commander, Lieutenant and Sub-Lieutenant. These are the important officers in the Navy. So our Navy has been organized into 3 naval commands. 3 naval. So Army has been organized into how many commands? Army has been organized into how many commands? Yes, very good. 7 commands. Army has been organized into 7 commands. So Navy has been organized into 3 commands. How many commands? 3 commands. Why only 3 commands? Anybody can answer. So if you want to answer, I'll just unmute you. Because you can't message there, you can't type. I'll unmute. Just message me. Why Army has been? I'm asking why Navy has been divided into only 3 commands. So I'll unmute. Just if you want to answer, if anybody want to answer, just say hi there. I'll unmute you. Why Army has been divided into only for the 3 commands? Just unmute and answer. Otherwise, I'll unmute. If you say hi, I'll unmute them. Why Navy is being divided only for the 3 commands? It's a general question. You can answer easily. Nobody? Why Navy is being divided or it has been organized only for the three naval commands, whereas army has been divided into. Yes, Shreya, unmuted say.
Sir, because coastal line is lesser than land area.
Yes. So India has been covered only through so three sides with the coastal line. Yes, Shreya.
Yes, sir.
The three sides we have been we have been covered by the water, and
Yes, sir.
the coastal line is lesser if you compare to the land border. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Only west and east and southern part is covered by sea area.
Okay, very good. Yes, Vaishnavi. Yes, Vaishnavi, answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the coastal border of India is less than land border of India.
Uh,
Uh, the coastline has only western and eastern coastline, so Navy has only three commands.
yes, very good. Because the coastal border or the water border is lesser than less when we compare to the land border. So that's the main reason. And it is only in the southern side, only in the southern side, southern and the Deccan some regions will come. So here, so that is the reason. Whatever the answers are been given, so we have been given a right answer. Very good, students. So our navy has only three naval commands, which is Western Naval Command in Mumbai, Eastern Naval Command in Visakhapatnam, and Southern Naval Command in Cochin. And the navy has two fleets. The navy has two fleets: the Western Fleet and the Eastern Fleet. Two fleets, the Western Fleet and the Eastern Fleet. The Indian Navy is huge, and to expand it further, Indian Navy is huge, and to expand it further, Hindustan Shipyard, Hindustan Shipyard has been established at Visakhapatnam. Besides, besides this, shipbuilding work also goes in Kolkata and Goa. Ship, submarines, small boats are also built in these shipyards. And the various fighter jets, warship like INS Nilgiri, Himagiri, Devagiri, Taragiri, Vindagiri, Chakradhari, and recently addition in the March 2012, and INS Godavari, survey ships and coastal guard force have been constructed. Recently, INS Vibhuti, a warship equipped with the rockets, was constructed. Due to all this development, India is considered the sixth nation to possess the ultra modern warship. So if you go to Karwal, one warship is there. If you go to, so it has been kept for the museum in that. And recently, IMS Vikramaditya, I think, it has been sold to the Bajaj company. With that iron itself, Bajaj company has been made a scooter. Sorry, they have been made a bike. Vikrant, I think, not Vikramaditya, Vikrant. So these are the warship. So this the navy play a very important role in the water, especially in the coastal areas in the water, to safeguarding our nation through the water border. Navy plays a very important role. So Indian Navy has two training centers. One is at Kerala. INS Vrandavati, and the other in Maharashtra, INS Shivaji at Lonavala. So these are the two important training centers of Indian Navy. So this is regarding the Indian Navy. So next we'll move towards the So Russia is there, America is there, many other countries are there. Those who come in the now I think recently India is the third in the Navy. In the Navy, India is third now recently. And next we'll move towards the Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force. Next we'll move towards the Indian Air Force. Next we'll move towards the Indian Air Force. So Indian Air Force is the modern unit. Indian Air Force is the modern unit. Indian Air Force is the modern unit. Well equipped with the technologically advanced aircraft. Well equipped with the technologically advanced aircraft. So recently, which is the aircraft, which is the warplane, which is the warplane which has been added to the Indian Air Force. Recently, it has been made a big news, big issue in the Indian political system itself. Which is that Air Force? Which is that warplane? Rifle. Yes, very good, Purna Chandra. Rifle. Is that rifle? So Indian Air Force, a modern unit, well equipped with the technologically advanced aircraft. It has a good defense equipment. It has a good defense equipment, well developed a communication network, latest spy technology, capability to confront the enemy and defend the nation. It also has a sufficient number of warplanes, helicopters, and the assault aircraft. So recently, what we have been made the surgical strike. So what we have been made a surgical strike in Myanmar and in the Pakistan. So so Indian Air Force has played a very important role. Indian Air Force has played a very important role. Very important. So Indian Air Force works effectively and courageously, both during the wartime and the peacetime. Both during the wartime and the peacetime. It has succeeded in ensuring the safety, security, and stability. Safety, security, and stability. The headquarters of the Air Force is in New Delhi. And the chief of the Air Force is called as the Air Chief Marshal. Air Chief Marshal is called as the Air Chief Marshal. So it is organized. It is organized into 5 operational commands. It is organized into 5 operational commands. So Army 7, Navy 3, Air Force 5 operational commands. 5 operational commands. 5 operational commands and 2 functional commands. 5 operational commands and 2 functional commands. So the operational commands: Western Command, Eastern Command, Central Command, Northwestern Command, and Southern Command. So these are the 5 operational commands. So here, Western Command headquarters is New Delhi. Eastern Command headquarters is Shillong in Meghalaya. Central Command headquarters is Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh. Northwestern Command in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Southern Command, Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. And 2 functional commands are there. 2 functional commands are Training Command, Bangalore, Karnataka, and Maintenance Command, Nagpur, Maharashtra. To improve the center imparting the training of the Air Force are the important centers which impart the training of the Air Force, training to the Air Force are in Bangalore and Hyderabad. Those who have been selected to the Air Force are given training in flying at the Special Training Center in Dundigal. Similarly, the administrative and the technical training centers are in Bangalore and Coimbatore. Today, our Air Force has more than 1,000 airplanes, helicopters. The main types are Canberra, Hunter, Ajit, MiG-21, MiG-23, MiG-25, MiG-27, MiG-29, Mirage 2000, and recently the rifle is been added recently, and some more warplanes are being imported from the Russia and America also. So this is from France. Rifle is imported from the France. And Air Chief Marshal is the first rank officer in the Air Force. After Air Chief Marshal, Air Marshal, Air Vice Marshal, Air Commando, Group Captain, Wing Commander, Squadron Leader, Flight Commander, Flying Officer. So So these are the important officers in the aircraft, sorry, in the Air Force. In the Air Force. So this is regarding the Army, Navy and Air Force. Army, Navy and Air Force. Now just I'll show some images, just see there. So earlier I have shown. So here it is completely, I think, regarding the so Indian Army. So this is the flag of the Indian Army. So Army, 9,80,000 active troops are there. 3 lakh first line troops are there within 5 years of the full time. So 5 lakh second line of troops are there. So Army strength, commander sector. So 7 commanders are there. So here Indian Army headquarters, operational commands, Northern Command, Jammu Kashmir, Udhampur. So what I have been said. Southwestern Command, Punjab, Pathankot, the terrorists where the terrorists are attacked. So artillery wing, training. So these are the strength or the commands of the army. So top rank officers in the army, top rank Indian Army chief. So general, brigadier, colonel. So army strength, crop, armory, infantry, artillery, air defense, aviation, territorial army. So this is the Wagah border parade. So National Defense Academy, Kartavasla Pune, one of the training center. So this is the training center of Indian Army. Wellington. So National Defense College, Dehradun. So National Military Academy, Dehradun. So Officers Training Academy, Chennai. So Officers Training Academy, Chennai. Next on the Indian Navy. So this is the flag of the Indian Navy. So Indian Navy, naval aviation, warplanes, submarines. There are the 3 class of submarine currently in the service. So Shigosh, Shushimar, Kalvari, these are the submarines. So I think recently one picture was there. I think I am not remember that picture, which is in picture of the submarine itself. So I am not remembering. It is in my mind. It is not coming to mouth. Which will be picturized on the submarine itself, especially during the 1971 war. So Indian Coastal Guard.
The Ghazi
So
attack.
huh?
Ghazi attack.
Yes, very good. Ghazi attack, which has been picturized on the submarine itself. So these are the warships you can see there. So these all are the warships. Eastern Naval Command. So Hindustan Shipbuilding Yard. So you can the warship, planes, you can see helicopter, planes, everything here. So next comes the Indian Air Force, IAF, Indian Air Force. So these are the commands, 5 operational commands and 2 functional commands of the Indian Air Force. So Indian Air Force, Squadron and Helicopter Unit. So warplanes, or we can say the fighter planes also. Strike, attack and close support aircraft. Airborne, earlier warning aircraft. Tanker aircraft. So here you can see all the commands. Just put a glance here. So next we'll see in the next class. Next we'll see in the next class. If I go on taking 2 hours is needed, I'm going to complete this lesson. So children, I will not give any homework today. Listen carefully. I will not give any homework today. After completion of the lesson, I will give you the homework. Okay? After completion of the lesson, I will give you the homework. So if any doubts or any, go through this particular topic, Army, Navy and Air Force. Go to the particular topic. If you are having any doubt, you can message me or call me. Okay? So now I will end the class.